Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Scope IIT. Today we will discuss about a new topic, functional dependency. Functional dependency actually is very important for your exam. Like you can expect 70% one question from functional dependency in all the three exams, either UGC NET, if you're applying for GATE CS, or even if you're applying for PGCET. Okay, so this topic is very important for all the three exams. Now, what do you mean by functional dependency? Functional dependency basically that is used to define the relationship between attributes. Now, one question will arise in your mind, what do you mean by attribute? Okay, so see, for example, this is one table. Okay, in this table, my student name for my table name, for example, is the student. In this student table, I have student ID and, for example, student name and courses, for example. Okay, so this is one table. Now, in my this DBMS subject, whenever I use a word relation, okay, whenever I use a word relation, what do you mean by relation? Relation is nothing but the table. So if I say a relation student, so that means my table name is student. Understood? Now, whenever I say the word attribute, attribute is nothing but the column name. You can see student ID, student name, courses, this all is nothing but attribute. So now what is functional dependency? Functional dependency will tell you the relationship between these two attributes, student ID, student name, like that. Understood? So that is the functional dependency basically. Now, there are two types of functional dependency. One is a trivial functional dependency and the another one is a non-trivial functional dependency. Okay, now what do you mean by trivial functional dependency? Trivial functional dependency means if all element of right hand side is present on left hand side, then it is known as trivial functional dependency. What is trivial functional dependency? If all element of right hand side is present on left hand side, then it is known as trivial functional dependency. Try to understand this example. AB tends to B. So here you can see on right hand side we are having B. Is B present on left hand side? Yes. So it is a trivial functional dependency. Understood? And one more thing. All element of right hand side should be present on left. Okay. Then only it is trivial. Now tell me, is this one trivial? AB tends to BC? No, it is not trivial. Why? Because C is not present here. Here you can see C is not present here. So basically AB tends to BC is an example of non-trivial functional dependency. Okay, so what is trivial functional dependency? If all element of right hand side is present on left hand side, then it is known as trivial functional dependency. Similarly, if all element of right hand side is not present on left hand side, okay, then it is known as non-trivial functional dependency. Okay, now let us see one question, previous year question based on this topic. So you will get to know how to use it, where to use this concept. Okay, this is a previous year question, GATE 2005. Please try to answer this question. See what they have asked in this question. Which of the following is the trivial functional dependency? Okay, so now don't think this all things. Directly you can answer this question. See the option A, B, C, D. If you see option A, S and T both are not present on left hand side. So A is not the answer. Check for R and T. R is present on left hand side but T is not present. Check for option C. Here S is present on left hand side. So the correct answer for this question is option C. Because all element of right hand side is present on left hand side. I hope it's clear. So this is all about basic functional dependency. It's of two types, trivial and non-trivial. Okay. Next, in the continuity for this one, next we need to study the closure properties of functional dependency. So next is closure property of functional dependency. Okay, closure property of functional dependency. So the first closure property is reflexive property. Okay, now what do you mean by reflexive property? Reflexive property basically, like for example, if I tell you find the closure of A, okay, so blindly you have to write down A first. That is a reflexive property. So what is a reflexive property? The element which is there on left hand side, the same element you should write it on right hand side. That is nothing but reflexive property. Next closure property of functional dependency is augmentation. Augmentation property. Now, what do you mean by augmentation property? Augmentation property, like we are doing in math, right? Like, suppose if you are having A tends to B, okay, you want to add, you want a C on left hand side, then you need to add C on right hand side. Okay, that is what the augmentation property. So, what is augmentation property? If you want to add, augmentation means what? Augmentation means to add anything. Right. So if you want to add anything on left hand side, then it is compulsory for you to add the same thing on right hand side. That is augmentation property. Okay. So what is augmentation property? If you want to add anything on left hand side, you have to add it on right hand side. That is augmentation. The third property is, now what is a union property? Union property basically, if you have x tends to y and you have x tends to z. Okay, so as per the union property, I can write it as x tends to yz. That is a union property. But for union property, one thing you should make sure, for example, if you have y tends to x and you have z tends to x. Okay, in that case, you cannot write yz tends to x because union is performed only on right hand side. It is not performed on left hand side. Okay, student will do this mistake while solving the question, but it should be clear in your mind. Okay, union we always perform on right hand side. We never perform union of left term. Then the next property is decomposition. Okay, now in decomposition property, for example, if you have x tends to yz, okay, so it can be written as x tends to y and x tends to z. And similarly, like I explained in union, okay, if you have yz tends to x, it cannot be written as y tends to x or z tends to x. Okay, so here also decomposition is also performed only on right hand side. We cannot perform decomposition on left hand side. Okay, then the fifth property is transitivity. Now, what is transitivity property? Transitivity property says that if you have A tends to B, okay, you have B tends to C, then you can directly write it as A tends to C, A to B, B to C. Okay, so we can even write it as A tends to C. This is your transitive property. So these are the 5 closure property of functional dependency. It's basically a theory, but in UGC NET and PGCET exam, they'll ask this type of question as a match the following. Okay, so they can ask this type of question as a match the following. I'll show you one question. See, this is previous year UGC NET question. Decomposition, union, this one, composition, transitivity. Okay, so you can answer this type of question in match the followings. Okay, next one. This is a closure property, and even we will use this closure property to find the closure set of functional dependency, which is very important for your exam. So our next topic is closure set of functional dependency. Closure set of functional dependency. Now, what do you mean by this? Basically, it is a set of all the functional dependencies that can determine using the given set of functional dependency. Okay, and how it is denoted? It is denoted by the plus symbol. Okay, for example, if I'll tell you find the closure of A, so how it is written? It will be written like this: closure of A ka power plus. Okay, let us understand how to find the closure property with one example. Okay, for example, I have a relation A, B, C. I already explained you what do you mean by relation means table, and A, B, C are the attribute of that tables. Okay, so the functional dependency I have for this question is A tends to B and B tends to C. Okay, now if I tell you find the closure of A, so closure of A, you remember reflexive property. What was the reflexive property? the element which is there on left hand side, write down the same element. Blindly you have to write it, okay? So write down here A, first of all. Okay, now check for further. Now we have A here. So see, from A I can get B. You can see arrow is going from A to B. Okay, one more thing. Don't think from B to A because arrow is going from A to B. So from A we can get B. Okay, so from A I can get B. So I'll write it here. Then from B I can get C. Yes, so I'll write it here. Okay, so what is the closure for A? Closure for A is AB, C. Now check for the next one. Okay, tell me the closure of B. What is the closure of B? First of all, reflexive property, B itself. Then you can check from B, I can get C. Can we get A from here? No, A is not possible. And if I tell you what is the closure of C? Tell me what is the closure of C? Closure of C is empty? No, closure of C is C because reflexive property. Okay, this type of question, many times they'll ask in exam. Okay, so you should take care for this one. Okay, now I hope it's clear. So let us answer one question, previous year question. Yes, this is your previous year UGC NET 2014 question. Please try to answer this one. See here. Now here, from A you can get B, from B to C, AC to D. What they have asked you? They asked you to find the closure of A. What will be the closure of A? As per the reflexive property, first of all A. Then from A we can get B. So A and B. From B you can get C. And we have A and C also. So we'll get D also. So the closure for A will be A, B, C and D. Okay. Now check for closure of E. Just let me know in comment how many of you have answered option B. Some students definitely have answered option B. The correct answer is option A. Why? Is it A? No, the correct answer is option B only. So the student who have answered B is right. Okay. Many students have answered A, I know, because it's a phi, right? Don't think like that. Because as per the reflexive property, E, if we'll find the reflexive for E, okay, reflexive of E is already E. So if we'll find the closure of E, then the answer is E, not phi. Understood? For closure property, the answer can never be phi. Because whatever is there on left hand side, first of all, we'll write that one. The correct answer for this question is option B. Clear? Next, let us scroll down. This is also one previous year GATE question, GATE 2005 question. Please try to answer this one. And first of all, try to understand the question. What is the question? Which one of the following functional dependencies not implied the above set? Okay, so that means you have to answer which one of the following is not true. Like see here, you have CD. You need to find the closure of CD and check whether AC is present on right hand side. Find the closure of BD and check whether CD is present. Find the closure of BC. Find the closure of AC and check whether this right hand side element is present. So out of this four, any one is wrong answer. That is actually the correct answer for you. So please answer this question. Okay, so this is your previous year GATE 2005 question. As I explained you the concept functional dependency closure property, based on this we can answer this question. So if you see the first one, CD tends to AC. So let us check, find the closure of CD. Okay, so closure of CD as per the reflexive property, first of all we will write CD itself. Okay, after CD, so now you can check here from C or D what we can get. From CD I can get E here, you can see. From CD I can get E. So I'll write here E. Then A we don't have. CD done. B also we don't have. E. Yes. From E what we can get? A. We have E here, no? So from E we can get A. So we'll write here A. Then from A I can get B also. Okay. So I'll get this B. Okay. One more thing here, that order does not matter. Okay. If it come left, right, that is fine. Order does not matter. Okay. Next, so the first option says that from CD we'll get AC. Yes, we will get AC. So option A is not the correct one. Okay, why? Because they said which one of the following is not, but it is having it. Okay. Next, let us check from BD to CD. Let us check for this one. Closure of BD. What is the closure of BD? First of all, BD itself. Then from BD, We are having B to D. Okay. Then anything else we can get? No, we don't have E. We don't have C. To get CD, we need C. Then A, we don't have. Okay. So here from BD, we will get only B. We will not get C. Okay. So that means this is not the correct one. So the correct answer is option B. But I'll explain even option C also. Let us see. Find the closure of BC. If we'll find the closure of BC, first of all, we will get BC. Then from B we will get D also. So write down here D. Then from CD we will get E. So we have CD, right? From CD we will get E. And from E we will even get A. So from BC we'll get CD. Yes, we will get. Okay. So this is also not the correct answer. Now check from AC. The closure of AC. The closure of AC is first of all AC. After that from A I can get B. Okay, then from B I can get D, and from this one CD we have C and D both, we will get E also. Okay, so that's what the D is also not the correct one because we will get BC also. The correct answer for this question is option B. Okay, if any doubt, any question you have regarding whatever topic I covered or whatever question I'm solving, any question you can answer, write it in comment. Definitely I'll clear your queries. Okay. Okay, so that's all with this topic, functional dependency. Please go through it because it's very, very, very important for your exam, PGCET, UGC NET, GATE. Okay, and please like and subscribe my channel. If any question you have, just you can comment it. Definitely I'll answer. Okay, thank you so much.